Hey everybody, T-Man again, bringing you guys another video. This will be doing my Fastlane predictions preview video where I break down the card, predicting what will happen, and I might tell you guys what I want will happen and what I predict will happen. This is the last pay-per-view here before WrestleMania 32, and let's see how it goes. And quick channel update, guys, I am going to be shooting 2 videos that I believe are very interesting topics coming up today. They're probably already up as you guys are watching this. That is a video I'm titling the WWE versus the internet wrestling community. That's pretty much WWE's excuses of why the people that boo in the crowd, they're the internet wrestling community. The people that backlash on Twitter, they're not just fans. No. We're not just fans, guys. We're the internet wrestling community, guys. So I'm going to break down that versus or whatever. Pretty much they're just going up against the grain. Don't miss that video, okay? I'm going to I try not to do rants on this video. It's not what this channel is, it's more predictions, but this video might turn into a rant. But I will tell you, it's going to be a must-watch, so tune in for that one. Also, another video I want to do that's also going to be kind of not negative. I'm going to try to keep it as possible as possible. And I've been a subscriber to the WWE Network since day one. I'm going to be breaking down what my issues are with the WWE Network. I've had it since day one, since the very first day, probably the very first hour the WWE Network came out. So let's get into the Fastlane. Please, if you don't want to miss my videos, and I'm pumping out I'm going to be pumping out as many as I can. Please subscribe if you don't miss a video. Thumb up the videos. Please thumb them up. And leave any comments below. Any wrestling topic you would like me to do, I would be happy to do it. So please leave below. And also, I'm hoping, you know, I've been so busy this week and doing videos on other things. This week I haven't done too many of my fantasy booking of the superstars, where I tell you what I would do with each and every one of the superstars in the WWE roster. I've gone about 6, 7 wrestlers in so far, and believe me, I am going to continue with that series, so don't worry, guys. So let's jump right into it. Let's start off with the match that's on the Fastlane kickoff show for the United States title, Kalisto versus Alberto Del Rio. Those of you who watch my channels know that I am not a fan of this rivalry. I thought it was a huge mistake putting the United States title on Kalisto and playing hot potato with him and Alberto Del Rio. I felt like they completely buried this title. Once when Alberto dropped it to Kalisto the first time, they buried it, and then they play hot potato, and now the title means so little that it's not even on a pay-per-view that's not even that stacked. This pay-per-view, guys, besides the Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, that match is the only thing that has something on stake here. The rest of it here is like a house show. You know, there's some good matches, but it's a house show where you pretty much know the results. I mean, I've always said it. The pay-per-view sandwiched in between Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. It's a doomed pay-per-view. But I feel like the pay-per-views were a little bit better, though, back when it was No Way Out. If you remember the No Way Out pay-per-views, when they were sandwiched back in the day, back when they were sandwiched in, I felt like they did those a little bit better. But ever since they started the Elimination Chamber, I know this is the second year of Fastlane, and it hasn't been that great. Anyways, prediction here, I don't know which direction the WWE wants to go. I mean, here's the scenarios. I'm going to tell you guys what WWE will probably do. And this is just predicting me being in the WWE's head, what they would do. This is not what I would do. This is probably what the WWE will do. I could see it go in one of 2 ways. I could see Alberto Del Rio getting the title back again. Okay, or I can see Kalisto winning the title and then Sin Cara turning on Kalisto and to really push Kalisto as babyface. But I wouldn't do that. I would just have Alberto Del Rio win, have Kalisto lose, because I think the Lucha Dragons are over as a tag team. I'm not a big fan of them, but you know, on TV, and then even when I was there in person, the fans are really behind the Lucha Dragons, and I like having a lot of tag teams. So keep them in the division, you know, go ahead and keep them in there. Let the fans get their little stupid lucha thing out of the way. Go back to that. Give Alberto Del Rio the title, and please give him a long title reign. Or, if not, have him drop the title to somebody you really want to have a long title reign with. Give the United States title to someone that will have a good long title reign, and hopefully build back up that title, and we won't see the United States title on any more pre-shows defended. Okay, let's move on to the main card here, and this is out of order. I don't know which order they're going to be in here, but there's 7 matches here on the main card, and let's start all the way from the main event. I'm not going to tease you guys. Let's start at the main event here. Let's start with Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose. The main event, the winner obviously gets a shot at Triple H. Now, those of you who have not watched this, I did a fantasy booking for WrestleMania 32, where it's what I would do as of, I think it was 2 weeks ago when I made that video. What I would do, where they were at 2 weeks ago, how I would book the card. If you guys have not seen that video yet, I'm going to put it down in the comments below, the link to that video, for you guys can check out how I would book WrestleMania 32. And how I would have booked it was a Roman Reigns, obviously just based on storyline wise, against Triple H, but I would put all the gimmicks around it. I would put a lot of gimmicks in it. I would have The Rock in Roman Reigns' corner, Vince McMahon in Triple H's corner, and Stone Cold Steve Austin as the referee, surrounding all this stuff in there. And I know Roman Reigns is not a over babyface, so in that match I would have had a Vince McMahon low blow Triple H, screwing Triple H, everyone baffled that he just got screwed. The Rock's not too familiar with what just happened. You know, maybe Roman Reigns, you know, knocks out The Rock too, but The Rock goes on the apron like, what's going on? Knocks down The Rock or whatever. Austin distracted by, let's just say, Stephanie or somebody distracted. Austin's dealing with that. He turns around, notices Vince McMahon's in the ring because Vince McMahon just low-blowed Triple H. Notices he in there. Boom! Stuns Vince McMahon. Crowd goes popping because they just got a, you know, WrestleMania moment with Austin McMahon and throwing back the old school fans, pretty much the only people that watch the product today, making that happen. And then the next day, Vince McMahon saying that Triple H belongs in the office, this and this and that. Roman Reigns is a heel now, saying, you know, you fans been booing Roman Reigns, you guys are not accepting Roman Reigns, so through everything, I put this man through hell, and so on and so on, and that's how I would book that. But the reason why I bring up that fantasy booking of WrestleMania, the reason why I bring that up is because I'm getting the feeling WWE might go a different direction. Now, in order to fill 100,000 seats at WrestleMania, you guys gotta build a stacked card. One match, whether it's Dean Ambrose and Triple H or Roman Reigns and Triple H, it's not going to sell 100,000 people. You need to put all the gimmicks around it. Doing that, even though you're ending WrestleMania with a heel winning the title, you have a stacked card. Go watch and see what I do with everyone else. Dean Ambrose, back when he was the Intercontinental Champion, I would have had defended against Chris Jericho. Dean and Chris Jericho. I would have had AJ Styles face Kevin Owens. So you get 2 just blockbuster matches that will make wrestling fans really, really happy with those in-ring performances. So, but here I'm getting the sense here that WWE might swerve us and go with Dean Ambrose due to the fact that WWE cannot do smart booking. I mean, tell me what you guys think of my fantasy booking in WrestleMania, because I feel like you need to have a card that makes sense from top to bottom. Okay, let's say they go with the direction of Dean Ambrose. Let's say they have Dean Ambrose wins the match Sunday on Fastlane, right? So he faces Triple H. Now, what are you going to do with Roman Reigns? I mean, Roman Reigns, would you put him up against Jericho? It's not that great of a match, you know? I don't get it. I mean, Chris Jericho's a great worker. I mean, he can make a star out of anybody, but that wouldn't make sense. I mean, you got to think of a top to bottom card here. You put Roman in that thing, even though you know, instead of shoving him down the throat, give the fans what they want, put him as a heel. You know, then it's believable to boo him because everyone hates him anyways. Dean Ambrose, you could put in that role with Chris Jericho, and the fans will be happy with that. But now they took the Intercontinental title away from him, making me think they might go a different way. What I'm hoping, the last thing I would want to see happen at Fastlane is some sort of screwy... Well, we know it's going to be a screwy finish because we know Bray Wyatt's going to cost Brock Lesnar. That we know. That's been leaked a long time ago that that Brock Lesnar is going to wrestle Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania. That's already been booked. But if we can somehow... If they somehow make it where WrestleMania ends up being a triple threat between Roman, Dean, and Triple H, I would hate that. That would be the worst scenario in my mind because I hate triple threats at WrestleMania main events. I do. I hate them. I hate them. I understand WrestleMania 30. Why they did that? Because they screwed up and they needed, and I was okay with that because they screwed up that WrestleMania so bad they had to put a Band-Aid over it, and they had to put Daniel Bryan in there to save it, but I'm not a fan. I like having the two top people in the company, but these days there is no top two people in the company, so you really have to be careful how you did it. Maybe if you would have promoted it the right way back in November at the Survivor Series, I told you guys I would have had, instead of doing that whole Sheamus route at Survivor Series, having them cash in the bank, I would have turned Roman Reigns heel right there at Survivor Series, have them have the title all the way to Mania with Dean Ambrose, with Roman betraying Ambrose back at Survivor Series, Dean Ambrose chasing the title, because look, the whole reason why they're thinking about changing it now is exactly why I predicted, guys. The whole reason why they're thinking about putting Dean Ambrose in the title match at WrestleMania is because fans are not behind Roman Reigns, they're shoving Roman Reigns down our throats. And it's not Roman Reigns' fault. Believe me, I'm not a Roman Reigns hater. It's the way they're booking this man. The way they're booking Roman Reigns is totally wrong. I mean, it's not his fault that that's bad booking and they write him promos that make him sound like a robot. It's not his fault. But I mean, this is the whole reason why they're putting Dean Ambrose, thinking about putting Dean Ambrose in the main event at WrestleMania. I mean, ideally, they would love it to just be Roman and Triple H. But fans are not digging behind them, and they want to send people home happy at WrestleMania with a babyface as the World Heavyweight Champion. That's typically what they like to do at WrestleMania. So that's why they're putting Dean Ambrose. If they would have just did what made more sense and what probably a lot of wrestling fans thought they were going to do at Survivor Series was turning Roman Reigns heel, then he can't do any wrong. Dean Ambrose, I mean, is a tad better, a bigger of a star, and the fans, I believe, like Dean Ambrose a lot more than they do Roman Reigns. Not to mention he's a better promo and he's a better in-ring worker. So, of course. And why do they like him? Because the majority, and this is what I'm going to talk about in my next video, the WWE versus the internet wrestling community, because most of the fans of the product today are like old school fans that like wrestling, you know, and like a good promo, don't like robots speaking. So man, if they would have just went that direction, you know, they could have had the two top people at WrestleMania. If they would have did what I told them to do back at Survivor Series, it could have been Roman and Dean at WrestleMania. And that would have worked. Roman as your heel champion, Dean as your champion, Dean as your Royal Rumble winner, Dean Ambrose beating Roman Reigns one-on-one at WrestleMania. But now you got to put all these gimmicks behind it. Triple H needs to be a part of WrestleMania because he's banging Stephanie. So you have to think of all these other weird alternatives, and now they're down to their last option of what to do now. And then now we're forced to another triple threat with Dean Ambrose maybe putting in there. So I hope to God it's not a triple threat. So anyways, how do I see this match going? I would just like to be done with it. I'm hoping they go my direction with Roman Reigns winning, but I have a feeling we might get swerved in this one. I have a feeling Dean might win controversially. Something might happen controversially where it turns out to be a triple threat match at WrestleMania. I hope that's not the case, but I have a feeling we might go that way. I'm hoping we just see Roman win, and let's just put Roman and Triple H and put all the gimmicks that I said on my fantasy booking for 32. I'm hoping that happens. So I went a little bit too long on that main event. Sorry. I'm going to really lightly go across everything else. 6-man tag team match. The Wyatts, it looks like Bray Wyatt's not going to be involved in the 6-man tag match. It looks like it's just going to be Braun Strowman, Eric Rowan, and Luke Harper versus Ryback, Kane, and Big Show. Obviously, I think the Wyatts are going to win. They're going to make the Wyatts look strong going into their feud against Brock Lesnar at Mania. Moving on, Kevin Owens versus Ziggler. I predict that Kevin Owens will win this match. A lot of people are shitting on the rivalry. I understand it. I wouldn't went the direction that they did. I wouldn't have went the direction of having Kevin Owens win the IC title. But it's okay. I mean, it's not the most worst thing in the world. Like, I would have had it Dean Ambrose Jericho for the IC title, but I think I would be okay with it if with Kevin Owens with the IC champion, if he faces AJ Styles and have AJ Styles win the IC title at WrestleMania. I would be 100% okay with that. I think they would have a 5-star match that was still a show, and I would be completely okay with that. And a lot of people are complaining that Kevin Owens and Ziggler are wrestling again. I'm not. I'm actually okay with the storyline, guys. With Ziggler beating Kevin Owens 2 weeks, I didn't know where they were going with that, but now I kind of do. If the plan was to put Kevin Owens as the title, so now here he is losing 2 straight times to Ziggler. Now Owens, under circumstances, end up with the title. Now Ziggler's the #1 contender for beating him. Now Owens corrects those wrongs, those 2 losses, now with the gold on the line, successfully being Ziggler. I'm okay with that. I predict Owens wins. Jericho, AJ Styles, I'll be very, very surprised if Chris Jericho wins this rivalry. I think there's nothing for him to lose. They're one apiece. I'm okay with that. I believe AJ Styles wins the match, and a match that would probably steal the show. Moving on, Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch versus Team Bad. Obviously, Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch is going to win, because I believe that WrestleMania is going to be Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte for the Divas title in a triple threat. So I'm okay with so obviously I think Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch wins. Moving on from there, Brie Bella versus Charlotte. I really hope that they stick to that plan of that triple threat and have Charlotte win, or not do a fatal 4-way with like Brie winning the title at Fastlane. I hope they don't do that. I hope they don't give the Brie the title just because she announced she's going to retire, and everybody's Daniel Bryan crazy right now. Everyone's going nuts and crazy with the whole Daniel Bryan retirement. Yeah, it's sad. I mean, that couple's was a bad hand or whatever, but let's not, you know, screw up the storyline just because this happens, okay? Let's have Charlotte win the match. Let's book right. Let's book with our brains, not our hearts. Let's have Charlotte win, move into the triple threat match at WrestleMania, and have Sasha Banks win and go home with the title, because the fans are behind Sasha Banks right now. That's what I would do. Moving on from that, the only other thing going on, and it's not quite a match, but it's the New Day having a promo with Edge and Christian. I do have a problem with that, because it's all about just promoting Edge and Christian show. That's what it's all about. It's all about just promoting Edge and Christian show. That's the whole reason why the New Day is going to be on there, because right after, oh, here, you broke the phone, son? What happened? There you go. Sorry, my son watching YouTube videos. There you go, son. Go enjoy yourself.
You have to be really quiet.
Yeah, damn. Very quiet. I'm trying to entertain the viewers here. WWE? Yes, the WWE. I'm trying to entertain them like the WWE's not doing. I'm trying to entertain these people. I'm trying to entertain the subscribers, the people that are viewing this channel. I'm trying to entertain these guys. I'm trying to give them something to watch.
Roman Reigns versus the Big Show.
Roman Reigns versus Big Show. And those of you who want to see more Vicious Vinny, I think I am going to start a new YouTube channel. It's going to be more for, I mean, you guys that's watching this channel may not be into it, but I'm probably going to start a toy channel with my son Vicious Vinny and myself reviewing some of my toys and his toys, because I buy him a lot of toys, doing a toy review channel, mystery minis and all that other stuff. It'll be more of a kid-friendly thing. So if you guys like, if you guys have kids and have toys or whatever, stay tuned to that. Once when I get the channel up, I will let you guys know. If you guys have kids, it'll be completely kid-friendly with me and my son right here doing reviews. So on toys and gimmicks and different stuff like that. I'll be completely kid-friendly. I'll be completely different how I am now. So stay tuned for that, guys. But anyways, yeah, I'm not a fan of it. It's all about promoting their new show on the network, and please watch my network. What I have issues about it, because I'm gonna talk about this Edge Christian thing. I believe it's probably gonna be a funny show, but I have issues. I have issues with it. I'll let you know what those issues are. So that will conclude this video, guys. Please thumb up the video. Very important that you subscribe. Leave your comments below. Let me know what videos you would like to see me do, topics, what you would like to see done, and I would be happy to give it to you. Vicious Vinny, please. And till next time, I will see you guys for the next video. Take care, guys.
Bye!